Everyone's got a theory about how to make money in real estate. But when you can cut through the noise, the flashy guru advice, and the TikTok millionaires, there are really just three core strategies that most investors follow: flipping, long-term rentals, and short-term rentals like Airbnb and VRBO. Each one can work. Each one can make you money, but each one comes with trade-offs. So today, we're going to break them down simply and honestly and help you figure out which one is right for you. And you could be like me, where all three are right for you. So let's start with flipping. Flipping is fast. You buy a property, you fix it up, you sell it, you walk away with your profit. When I say fast, I mean you realize that profit very quickly. You don't have to wait for years and years and years to sell it or do refinance. You buy it, you rehab it, you put it in the market. 6 months, a year, you get your profit, and that profit cannot be taken away from you. You know your return the day you close. No waiting, no ongoing management, no tenants calling in the middle of the night. If you're handy, and you want to stay close to the action, flipping gives you the room to get involved. You can manage the work yourself. You can hire it out, or you can act more like a project manager. But here's the catch. Flipping is a job. It's a business with moving parts. Contractors to manage, budgets to watch, timelines to push, problems to solve. And maybe the biggest challenge, it is competitive. Other flippers might be okay making a 15% return just to keep their crews working, or even lower. So while you might be aiming for 20 or 30%, you're bidding against someone with a different goal entirely. So let's do the math. Let's say you're able to flip a $300,000 property and make 15%. That's 45 grand, guys. If you do 3 of those a year, you're making $135,000 a year. Not bad. But again, this is your job. Is it worth months of work, risk, and market exposure? For a lot of people, yes. For me, that's not enough if I have to get involved like this. But I still do it. But I do it only on obvious deals where I get my guys to go in and do it a very certain way. I don't do as many flips as I used to. It is too competitive because there are too many people out there willing to do 15 or 10%. And most of the people who are doing 15% aren't really doing 15%. They think they are. So, number 2, long-term rentals. Guys, this is my favorite. This is the classic build wealth over time strategy. You buy a property, you renovate it, you rent it out, you repeat the process over and over and over again. It's not sexy to some people. It's not fast, but it works, and it works really well. Early on, you're not going to make much. If you actually calculate your hourly rate, it might make you cringe. But here's the thing. Long-term rentals compound. Over time, your real estate will absolutely grow in value as long as you pay a reasonable price. So let's say you buy a $300,000 rental, whether it's 1 unit, 4 units, doesn't matter. If it grows 4% a year, that's $12,000 the first year, and then $12,400, and so on. And in 20 years, this $300,000 property is worth $650,000. Meanwhile, you put 20% down, you owe $240 on it, and 20 years later, if you do a 30-year mortgage, 20 years later, you might owe $75,000. I don't know the exact number. You have $575,000 in equity. To start, you're going to be doing things very, very, very low hourly wage. But over time, with the tax benefits and with everything, you're going to make a good return if you manage the property well. You're building equity. You're paying down that mortgage. And also, your rents are going up. But you know what's not changing? Your mortgage payment. The principal and interest stay the same for the entire length of the mortgage. It's a forced savings plan with the bonus of appreciation, tax benefits, and that passive income. And the focus isn't on what the property's worth today. It's on keeping it rented, raising rents over time, keeping the place in good shape. And if you do that, the value will follow. Let's finally talk about short-term rentals, Airbnb, VRBO. This strategy can be a cash machine. I know many people are doing it. I recently bought 3 high-end rentals to put on those very sites. In some markets, what you make in one weekend is what a long-term tenant would pay for the entire month. Sounds amazing, right? Yes, but the trade-off is the work. You're not just a landlord. You're a host. You're a marketer. You're a customer service manager. Bookings, cleanings, reviews, guest issues, dynamic pricing. It's a lot of work, and it comes with legal risk. Laws around short-term rentals are changing very quickly. A property that prints money today could be illegal to operate tomorrow. I'm not going to lie to you. I just bought a property where the city is fighting to make it so that you cannot rent in that area on the short-term basis. And the city told me, Paul, go right ahead. We're not going to stop you right now, but the second that law changes, you're done. I said, okay, sounds good. I had another property that I bought where they were so upset with short-term rentals, they limited the number of licenses they allowed. I had to buy the property hoping to get the license. Now, I did get the license. There was enough room for that license, but I was tense because I spent a lot of money on that property. If I didn't get that, I was not keeping the property. So you've got to stay updated, you got to stay compliant, and sometimes you got to stay a little lucky. Now, here's the truth of it all. There's no best strategy. When I see these internet gurus saying like, oh, if you're not doing this, you're an idiot, I just laugh. Remember, there are multiple ways to skin a cat. I used to say this all the time at the beginning of our main channel, but there is a best strategy for you. Some people want speed, sweat equity, and the adrenaline of a flip. Others want scalable, steady wealth and are happy playing the long game, even though early on, they're not going to make a lot of money. And others, they're energized by the hustle of short-term rentals. You've got to match the model to your personality, not just your profit goals. Because when you do that, when you find the one that works for you, the method that works for you, that's when your profit will skyrocket. So what do I do? Well, for me, I do all three. But these days, I focus on a combination of long-term and short-term rentals. They give me scalability, stability, and strong income, all without getting into bidding wars over these fix and flips. Do I leave money on the table by avoiding flips? Probably. But I also sleep better knowing I'm playing a game where I control the rules that work for me. So this is very important because it's going to be counterintuitive. If you're trying to decide how to invest in real estate, don't just ask, what's going to make me the most money? Ask yourself, what matches how I think? What fits how I want to work? What can I stick with even when it gets tough? Because guess what? They all get tough. The strategy that truly pays off is the one you'll keep improving at, and you're not going to improve at something you don't like. That's where real wealth gets built, not from hype, but from alignment and consistency to what you believe in. So if you want to go deeper on this, to learn how seasoned investors actually run the numbers, spot hidden risks before they buy, and structure deals that work in real life, not just theory, watch our full real estate breakdown. It's linked on the screen right now. You'll see exactly how to analyze opportunities based on your goals, your risk tolerance, and the lifestyle you want to build. Because in the end, the best strategy is the one built for you, by you. Thank you for your time.